My passion is empowering transformational change for women and working with women on cross-generational collaboration. This is what I do, and it's what I love to do. Now, before we go much further, I will admit, since by my very own admission through the photographs that you saw, I'm not a natural redhead. However, I do believe that I was born to be a redhead. And so in fixing that error, it was just about correcting mistakes. So now that we have that behind us, we'll go on. Now the interesting thing was when I left Deloitte, all those people that were closest to me, including my husband, said to me, you should start your own business. You're so entrepreneurial and you're spirited and you've got the gumption and you'll go and talk to any stranger. You can do it. But I just wasn't ready for it. I told people in 10 years I've made 3 huge life changes. Packed up my bags and came to the States all on my own, got married. These are wonderful things, right? They're big changes. And I walked away from this partnership deal and I said, I'm not ready to start my own company. And then the best thing happened. My position got eliminated at Aon. It was great. I walked into what was supposed to be my year-end review meeting, and when you walk into a year-end review meeting and there's 3 people sitting in a room, you know it's not a year-end review meeting. And no harm, no foul, right? They had realized, just as I had, that they were not going to be able to make a big play in this transformational change space, which was one of the reasons they brought me in. That's okay, no problem. But one thing I want to share with you from this, because it's a really important lesson, especially for women. The offer that they put in front of me as my separation package was an insult. And I didn't accept it. I went away and within 48 hours came back and put a totally different offer on the table with a business case behind it. And I'm not talking about a small difference between what they offered me and what I asked for. I'm talking about a huge difference. And you know what? I got every single thing that I asked for. Women have to advocate for themselves. You have to negotiate everything. Nothing's a given. This is a junction sword. So junction is a group exercise format which is based on a combination of Korean martial arts and modern conditioning techniques. As if I don't have enough to do, I'm also a certified group exercise instructor. And I am crazy about teaching my spinning classes. Weekends you'll find me kicking people's butts in the cycle studio. I'm a very, very intense instructor. It would have been really fun if we could have got 400 cycling bikes in here and done that. But over the summer, I got certified in an additional form of instruction, junction. It was started by a woman by the name of Annika Khan out on the West Coast. What was incredible to me is this whole workout, you do it with this 41-inch wooden sword. I have to be careful not to take out the chandelier here. But what was amazing to me is as I was going through the certification, and as I was learning in a group exercise room, to be able to carve out and own and define my own space with the sword, I felt like I was doing exactly the same thing with this new business that I'm starting. Because I'm carving out, I am defining my new space and where I'm headed next. And there are many days when, I'm not kidding you, I walk around with this mental image of me wielding the sword, get out of my way, I will strike barriers down. There is nothing that can stand in my way with me and my sword. So I encourage you, when the going gets tough, just think about picking up a sword and carving out your own space. My goal today is to be able to provide you with tools and with courage and with concepts. And the concepts are there to be able to challenge your thinking. The courage is to be able to do things that you haven't done in the past. And then the tools are to be able to literally deconstruct a risk that you're facing and to be able to reframe it for yourselves into an opportunity. And then in the spirit of what Teddy Roosevelt said, I'm the kind of person who believes that luck and fate do play a large part in where we are on the journey that each of us take. But I also believe that we cannot leave everything to luck and to fate. That it's really up to us to be accountable and to own for ourselves where are we headed with our future. And that means that we want to put ourselves into a place where when we're faced with risk, you're going to hear me say this again and again, when we're faced with the risk, we can challenge ourselves to think about it differently and get ourselves to a comfortable place where we have a strategy to navigate through that risk and where we can actually go ahead and take that risk and turn it into an opportunity for ourselves. And by the way, I also believe that our moments of greatest risk are also our moments of greatest clarity, concentration, learning, and growth. I can be intentional and write my own story by
negotiating. It shows I know my true worth.
Yes. I can be intentional and write my own story by
separating myself from the clutter.
Yes. Thank you very much to the three of you for being willing to be panelists tonight. I also asked each of the panelists to react to a statement, so I'm going to share their statements that were given to them and ask them to share their thoughts. We'll go through all three of them, then we'll have, again, a little bit of interaction response from the group, and then if time permits, we'll do a little bit of Q&A as well. So I will start with Kim, if that's okay. Put you right on the spot right away. I asked Kim to think about the statement, we are all made unique, with distinct interests and talents, both individually and generationally. You just have to know how to tap into my potential.